Did you know that what we consider truth today was almost heresy a few centuries ago? Welcome to Unboxd Origins. I'm Howie, your resident science geek and accidental trivia sponge.
And I'm Wyatt. I ask the big questions. Sometimes philosophical, often skeptical, always curious.
Today we're digging into how did the notion of truth change over the centuries? Truth as we know it hasn't always been a static concept. Let's rewind to ancient Greece, where the idea of truth was deeply philosophical. The Greeks were obsessed with it. For them, truth was about uncovering the eternal and immutable forms of reality. Think Plato's allegory of the cave, shadows on the wall, versus the real objects casting them. Truth was something to be discovered through rational thought and philosophical inquiry.
The Greeks and their love for thinking. But let me guess, things took a twist when the Middle Ages came around.
Exactly, Wyatt. During the Middle Ages, truth took on a more theological flavor. The church became the gatekeeper of truth, interpreting the divine will in scriptures. What was true was what aligned with religious doctrine. Science and philosophy took a backseat, often considered secondary to spiritual truths. This era had a very top-down approach to truth. It was handed down from on high.
So truth was basically a matter of faith back then. And I assume this all changed with the Renaissance.
Right you are. The Renaissance sparked a revival in humanistic thinking and empirical observation. Truth became more about evidence and observable phenomena. People like Galileo and Copernicus challenged the church's version of truth with scientific discoveries. The scientific revolution further cemented this shift, with truth being something you could test and prove.
That's fascinating. But here's a twist. Isn't it curious how, despite these advancements, some of these scientific truths were initially met with resistance and labeled as falsehoods or even heretical?
Aha! You've hit upon the crux of it, Wyatt. The notion of truth has often been at odds with established beliefs. Fast forward to the Enlightenment, and truth was all about reason and logic. Yet even then, new truths face skepticism. It shows how truth is not just about facts, but also about challenging existing paradigms.
Indeed, Howie. It seems truth has always been a bit of a rebel, pushing boundaries. What about the modern era, though?
The modern era, truth has become increasingly nuanced. Postmodernism questioned the very nature of truth, suggesting it's subjective and constructed by social contexts. The digital age has amplified this, with information and misinformation spreading like wildfire. Now, truth is often seen through the lens of personal belief systems and cultural narratives. So, over the centuries, the notion of truth has evolved from philosophical musings to theological decrees, scientific empiricism, and postmodern skepticism. Each era built on the previous one, challenging and reshaping what we accept as true.
And it matters, because understanding this evolution helps us see why truth can be so contentious today. It's a reminder that truth is not just a collection of facts, but a dynamic, sometimes elusive, pursuit.
If this journey through the evolution of truth intrigued you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with fellow truth seekers.
After all, the search for truth is a tale as old as time, and as ever-changing as the times themselves.